Can speak now? Okay. Okay. Can hear? Oh. Can hear? It's okay. Huh? No? Ready? We are ready now? Not yet. Okay. Oh, you haven't switched on. Now ready? Okay. Now we will pay homage to the Buddha. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Okay, today we have to continue talking about wrong speech. I think you have already know what's called wrong speech. Maybe some of the part will not be clear for you, but anyway, I have to elaborate one by one. Then we have the first one, like a musawada, telling a lie. This kind of conversation will be normal. Then we also have to know what kind of factor do we need to accomplish this kind of agusala karma. So we also speak something wrong. We also know that speech is wrong before speaking, while speaking, or after speaking. This is also can be considered as a telling lie. Sometimes we conceal our point of view. You may know ditti, right? I mean, we conceal our point of view. Then sometimes we also conceal how we accept or our acceptance. We may have many different conditions for accepting truth. Sometimes, although it's the truth, we cannot accept. Sometimes we can accept. So sometimes we conceal or we hide how we accept or how we accept. Then sometimes we also conceal what we like or our preference. Sometimes we also conceal our intention. So when we are speaking something wrong, we may conceal something. We hide some of the truth. So the truth can be many different. For example, seeing as not seeing. Not seeing as seeing. Similarly, we have 5 senses. Hearing as not hearing. Not hearing as hearing. Because you can also imagine the same for remaining sense doors. That is musawada. Okay, here we have some factors. At the time, what to? The subject matter is untruth. I mean, the topic we are talking is untruth. This is the first factors. The another one is Visavarana Chitta, having the intention to deceive. So in this case, Visavarana means we just want to change the truth. That means we just want to give wrong information. This is also called Visavarana Chitta. So try to remember these two now, right? It's untruth. We also have intention to tell untruth or changing truth. Then we also have to know the next one, Tajjo Vayamo, making physical or verbal effort to deceive. So it depends on our body actions. We may shake our head, or we may nod our head to tell something untruth, or to hide the truth. This is the action. Mostly we understand musavara as wrong speech, but we can also do by body action. Actually, there can be many other types of action. Now modern society, send a message. We can send many messages to many people. Very easy, right? Select all, send everybody. Right? If we want to send wrong information, very easy, right? Open our telephone. Write some wrong message. Then who will share? Select all, send. If we have 100 contact, it will go to 100%. This is a bodily action. Actually, there are many other conditions also. As I have mentioned previously, for example, we ourselves also can tell a lie. We can also encourage or order or command somebody to tell a lie. This is easier to understand. Not only that, we also have like a unmovable or unchangeable. For example, we may write some scripture on the stone, giving wrong information, some cheating. It's unchangeable. Not only that, now more, we also can post into our account or YouTube or any social media, giving wrong information. As long as we don't delete or remove the material, the articles, the YouTube video, we are telling lying to the people. So, okay, now modern community, there are many ways to tell a lie. Whatever body actions or verbal actions, this is called vayama, making efforts. Okay, now the last one, parasa datata vijananam. The listener understands the message. So as we have given some information, the listener also understands it. So that means now this kind of problem also very easy to solve. We have AI translator. Right? Although somebody sent me wrong message, I can copy and paste into any of AI. Let AI translate. We can know the information. The only thing is understanding. The listener understands. So I have to review what we have talked yesterday. What kind of them make akusala karma serious or weak? It will be the same. We give wrong information. Because of our wrong information, they lost many things or they are very harmful, then sure, it will be heavy agusala. They lost many things. We can also understand the value or the virtue of a listener. As we have mentioned last night, effort. How long does it take to make effort? For example, before we send a message, how many hours do we prepare for it to teach people? How many days do we prepare? The more effort we make, the stronger agusala we have already done. Another thing is the defilement. How strong are our defilements? The stronger defilements we have, the heavy agusala we accumulated. So this is the conditions of musawara. There are many things to talk about it, but it will be too wide and too heavy for you. Then there will be some special conditions of musawara. We can also say allowable musawara. Sometimes we take a line to the people for their own welfare with good intention. This is also breaking precept, but this is not agusala. For example, now that some doctor may talk to cancer patients, right? Oh, just take this medicine, you can recover. Actually, they know the patient will be dying. The patient will be dead soon, right? But they just comfort them. That's why they don't tell the truth. Sometimes not only the medical doctor, then family also. I have met many families like this. So their grandmother or the grandfather has cancer, but he or she will die soon. But they don't want their grandfather or grandmother to know. Then when we go for chanting, Sayadaw, we didn't tell her, see that kind of sickness. So please hide this one. They also inform us. So we don't talk about her sickness or anything. We just do chanting, or giving Dhamma Talk, they come back. Because that means if we tell the truth, the patient will be very unhappy, a lot of stressful. Then that's why we don't tell the truth. In this kind of case, this is allowable musawara. Then sometimes if we tell the truth, for example, there are some of the good people, they are chased by bad people, for example, right? They hide in our home. Then they may ask, is there a boy inside your home? No, I haven't seen anybody, right? If they see, they will kill. That's why we don't tell the truth. To save people's life. Then this kind of thing is helpful. Although we tell a lie, it's allowable musawara. Then we also have another conditions. You want to protect your property. There are some people, some of your neighbor, they borrow something from you, but they never return. Right? That's why when they come and borrow something from you, you say, I don't have. To protect your property. In this kind of case, this is also allowable musawara. This is your property. You have a right to protect. Okay, not only that, there are many other similar cases. Right? Some of the telling a lie, it will be useful for the listeners, or be protecting your belonging. That's why this is called allowable musawara. In Pali, we call walanjaka musawara. Then not only that, sometimes if we tell the truth, people will be unhappy. They say, do you know this? We say, I don't know. We don't want to make people unhappy. We hide the truth. This is also allowable musawara. This is also musawara, breaking precept. But that one is not serious agusala. By doing that kind of agusala, you cannot go into hell. You cannot go to a better destination. Okay, briefly, if the information we give is very harmful for the listeners, sometimes we have to be wise. Right? So although you may know how Buddha speak, truth, beneficial, two things. Sometimes we tell the truth, not beneficial for the listener. Right? Another thing is time. Timely, right time. So we have to fit out with these three. Truth, beneficial, right time. Something always is truth and beneficial. It's not right time. Don't talk about it. It's not that much useful for the listeners. Because this is about musawara. Okay, we'll move to the next one. It will be a little bit heavy, maybe. Okay, here we can say devices speak, or we can also understand like a slandering or backbiting. Right? That means devices speak. We can also say, right? Devices speak. We want to divide two persons. We don't want to see their unity. That kind of thing can be considered as Pisuna Vacha. Okay, Pisuna Vacha also means spoiling people's love or destroying people's love or friendship. So for example, 2 or 3 persons, they have very good relationship, they have good friendship. If we spoil their friendship or their love between among them, right? This is also called Pisuna Vacha. Okay, here we have a Beta Purakara. Beta Purakara, that means intending to cause division and in the affection between 2 or more people. Then we have to make end of their love or their friendship or affection. This is the call, one of the factors for Pisuna Vacha. Okay, now here we have a few more things about Piya Kamyata. Desiring to be liked oneself by making others dislike each other. So sometimes we spoil people's love, that then by dividing them, we can get closer friendship to one of them. We want to be closer to somebody. That's how we spoil their love. This is also one of the factors. Okay, one more thing here, right? Before we move to the next part. In this kind of case, actually, we also have to say the same as before. We have defilements, effort, or the value of listener, the value of listener. This is the normal, right? Actually, sometimes, although we don't desire, we don't wish their love, we don't wish to be closer to them, right? We just want to make them opposite. We just want to divide 2 of them or 3 of them. This is also bad intention already, right? Okay, now we have the next one. Tacho Vayamo, making physical or verbal efforts to create such dislike. This is also making effort. So making effort is a very common in every single wrong actions. This is normal, right? Okay, now we have to do the last one. Tassa Datada Vijananam. The listener understands the divisive message. This is there are 4 factors to accomplish Pisuna Vacha. Okay, now here we have to introduce a few things about Pisuna Vacha and Phrusa Vacha. We are going to talk about Phrusa Vacha, right? In the Pisuna Vacha, there are many ways to divide. I don't know in Nepal now, do you still have a caste system? Still have, right? Also not so strong? Still strong? Sounds like very strong. In the city not so strong, okay. For example, we have 10 bases of divisive speech. We can also say 10 types of abusive speech. The first one, jati. Jati means race, caste, or ethnic background. Okay, now in Myanmar we have also many ethnic groups. Also in every country they may have maybe minority ethnic group. As far as I know, in this retreat, right? Nepali and Newari, right? Right? Okay, so that means if I want to make you Kwara, very easy. One Newari people talk to Nepali, Nepali are very lazy. Then I also talk to Newari, right? One Nepali talk to you, right? Newari are very lazy. using the race, caste system, or ethnic, right? It can make people. This also abusive words. For example, I dislike somebody. Okay, now I dislike Atthadassī, right? He's a Nepali, right? Right? Then I will score him. Atthadassī, you are very bad. Okay, this is personal. Right? Then if I say, you Nepali are very bad, how do you feel? Right? This is an abusive word. We must not attack race or caste or ethnic. If we attack, this is an abusive word. This is also divisive speech. This is a bad behavior. Okay? The second one is we call nama. Nama means name. Name means there are many people who have good reputation, many people have bad reputation. In every country, there are Bilay. I don't know how many Bilay in Nepal. Right? In every country, there are also hero. Right? For example, in Vietnam, Ho Chi Minh is a hero, leader, right? That's why in Saigon city, Chengdu, Ho Chi Minh. Every single country there is hero. There are also many Bilay with bad reputation. Okay, now we should talk about religion, right? In Buddhism, we also have very bad reputation, like Devadatta. Right? So that means if somebody do something bad, okay, you are Devadatta follower. Right? In Myanmar also we have this kind of problem. If son and parents quarrel or daughter and parents quarrel, then they will have special abusive words. Oh, Niyu Ajadasatu. Right? Mora Ajadasatu. We use bad reputation of somebody to abuse somebody. Right? This is also bad behavior. Sometimes, okay, for example, if we want to divide people also, for example, okay, here we have some family background, they have bad reputation. Some family background, they have good reputation, right? Then we may say, okay, now why don't you associate this kind of people? They have bad reputation. Do you know they are family descendant? In the very beginning, they have good relationship. Because of our information, they split it. Then we spine their relationship, right? That kind of thing also can be considered as Visuna Vacha. Another thing is Gota. Gota means family name or lineage. So now you may have different family name, right? Different family descendant. I don't have family name. In Myanmar, we don't have family name. Special country. Without family name, right? So that means you cannot use this kind of thing in Myanmar. Right? Okay, anyway, that means by using family name, if we abuse somebody, if we scold or something, right? This also can be Visuna Vacha. Also, we can also use for Visuna Vacha, we can also use for abusive words. Another thing, Karma. Okay, in the case of Karma, it doesn't mean action, right? It just means occupation or job. A high job and low status job, right? Some of the jobs are very high ranking, some of the jobs are low ranking, different status. So sometimes, like if we hate somebody, you scavenger. You are scavenger. You are beggar, for example, right? When we have this kind of things, this is also bad behavior. We must not use that kind of things. Another thing is Sipa. Sipa means skill or craft, or we can also say education. There can be low status, it can be high status. Right? By using people's education status, we must not attack. Similarly, we must not use defensive speech for this kind of people. Right? For example, you are highly educated, why you associate with this kind of people? Right? Then in the very beginning, they have good relationship. Because of our information, no more relationship. That kind of thing also can happen in the community. Another thing is Abhidhamma, disease or health condition. Actually, some of the health conditions are a little bit shameful, right? Some of the health conditions are high ranking, we can also say. In Nepal, what kind of sickness can get in the rich people? Mostly rich people will get diabetic, right? Diabetic, what kind of thing? Heart disease, right? Right? Maybe most rich people have that kind of disease, right? That kind of sickness. So then they're high ranking sickness, right? So if you have diabetes, you can be proud of your sickness. Then you can die early also. Right? Anyway, the main thing is some of the sickness are shameful, for example, HIV. Very shameful, right? Then some of the sickness are not that much shameful, it's okay. It depends on what kind of sickness people have, don't attack. If we attack their sickness, this is also wrong speech. It's not allowed to do. Another linga, physical appearance. Okay, so now here we can say two different groups, right? We can say different appearance. Practically now, most of the Nepalese have a little bit longer, clearer nose, right? Now Vietnamese, also Burmese, our nose is not so clear like a Nepalese or Nepalese. Different appearance, right? Then this just means appearance. Okay, we can also say easier way, body shaming. We must not do body shaming. This is also bad behavior, bad speech. Okay, this is easier, right? Linga is very clear. This appearance, people's appearance. Don't make a joke of people's appearance. This is not really very good behavior. Right? Somebody is too short or maybe too high, right? too tall, make a joke. Sometimes if they are too fat also, right? Make a joke. Then also too thin also make a joke, right? Actually, we're gonna be free from complaint. Nobody is perfect. That's why don't attack people's appearance or don't do body shaming. This is also wrong speech. Another kilesa defilements. In the case of kilesa, we may have different predominant defilements, right? We can also say different temperament. There are some people, they are short temper, right? In Myanmar, if someone is very easy to get angry, we name him Alawaka. You know Alawaka, right? Yakha. Right? So that means if someone is very easy to get angry, we call Alawaka. Similarly, there are many different types, right? If somebody is very stubborn, we also name him something, right? Or he's an iron bar. Not very flexible. Right? He's a swallowing iron bar. Right? That means we have that kind of criticizing or maybe complaining something about their defilements. Okay, this is also one of the, we can say, wrong speech, right? Another thing is apathy, offense. The offense means, okay, there can be some mistakes in our life. Nobody is perfect, we may have a mistake actually, right? So there are some people, they have made mistakes, but they change their lifestyle already. But people still attack his previous mistake. That is a bad behavior, wrong speech. Okay, sometimes it's keep doing the same mistake, that's why we remind not to do it. In this case, we cannot say wrong speech. In your community, you may have many people like that. So when they are very young, they will be very easy to get angry, or they may do many mistakes. When they grow older, they change their lifestyle. They live normal life or peaceful life, but you just reveal all the long time ago mistake. Right? Then attack with this kind of mistake again and again. That is also wrong speech. We cannot reveal other people's mistakes for attacking. Okay. Another one is, okay, you can say across our two. Among the other one is talking about sexual organs or something sexual behavior, right? That kind of use, we call it taboo. Right? This is very clear. This is across our two. Wrong speech, right? So these are called wrong speech. We can use any of these wrong speech for slandering, or backbiting, or to spoil people's unity, or friendship, or love. Not only that, we can also use to scold or to abuse people. We can also, like, this is also emotional abuse. By speaking, they can change their emotion. They can feel unhappy. Okay, now we have to move the next one. This is something about abusive speech. Accusable bro, the presence of another person to be abused. So, okay, the main thing is, at the time of the Buddha, if we are going to abuse somebody or scold somebody, it must be in the present, right? We don't have telephone. Okay, at the time of the Buddha, it must be sure in the presence of the listener. Now, because we use telephone, it can be in the absence of listener also. Just call phone, we can call anybody, we can abuse anybody, right? This is called accusable pro. Anyway, the meaning is the victim or listeners must be present there. Another thing is Kovida chitam. an angry mind with the intention to harm. This is the one thing. If we say easily, we have anger. We also have intention. That means our mind. The last one, akosana. Actually engaging in abuse through body or speech. This is for about abusive speech. Actually, we have already listed out abusive words, right? I already listed out, come from ethnic, caste or something. Long list, right? If we use one of these factors, one of these usage, abusive words, this is also wrong speech. We call abusive speech. Then, as usual, we have to review previous one, what to the listeners. If we abuse virtuous people, valuable people, it's serious agosala. This is very clear, right? It's something very harmful for the listeners because of the detriment. The more harmful for the listener, the strong akusala we accumulated. Another thing is defilements as usual, the action as usual. Here, one more additional factors to make it stronger. That one is asevana mahanda. Asevana means repetition. How many times you repeat the same things? Because of, say, habitual. Sometimes we have habit of scolding or abusing people. If we have frequently or repeated abusing, it becomes heavier, stronger. So for other information, as we have mentioned before, it will be easy and simple. This is about abusive words. So these three are not very common to the people. Some of the people are very common, right? But for many people, not very common. Abusive word only sometimes, right? Similarly, you may have like slandering or backbiting is only sometimes, not all the time. Telling a lie. Very common, right? So this is a very serious one. Now the last one is also very serious, the last one. Useless talk, right? Right? Samapalapa. Okay, it would be very wide to explain Samapalapa, but the factors are very simple. Not many factors. Okay, now I will talk about it. Here, Nirataka Katha Purakarata. Intending to speak meaningless words. You know, we say Tata Rubikata Basitam. Actually speaking such meaningless words. Only two things, intention and speaking. For about the last one, Samapalapa, useless talk. Actually, we have many useless talk in the Pali Canon. Many useless talk. For example, talking about the king or politic, a minister, thief, right? Many things. Because there are some special conditions. Some of the information will be useful for the listener. For example, political system will change. Then we have to change some of the conditions. We just talk about politics or the non-political situation like this. If it's changing, you must be ready for this, for that. In this kind of case, the information will be useful for listener. This is the call. This is not really call useless talk, right? Okay, here we have some information about useful talk. Okay? For example, in Pali we call kala wadi, speaking at appropriate time. So then we must speak at the right time. Another thing is Buddhavadi, speaking truthfully. Then we must speak the truth. This is also important. Also, this also, right? Avoiding, abstaining from musawada. Very clear. Okay, Dhammavadi, speaking about 9 supramundane Dhamma. Okay, although we talk about 9 supramundane Dhamma, there can be many other things. For example, we may talk about Four Noble Truths, morality, concentration, wisdom, or something about Pali Canon, commentary, sub-commentary, right? All the things also can be considered as a Dhammavadi, talking about the truth, talking about the Dhamma. Okay, Vinayavadi, speaking about discipline. Okay, here whenever we talk about Vinaya, we have to understand two different things. Samvara and Pahana, two. Samvara means restraint. We can also say avoiding. In the case of Vinaya, okay, you can learn Patimokkha. There are many things we have to avoid. This is called Pahana Vinaya. Sorry, Samvara Vinaya. Restraint. Right? Restraint. We have to train ourselves not to do this kind of things. Pahana Vinaya. We have to abandon or give up. So in the case of Pahana, it will be very wide. As ordinary people, we cannot give up, we cannot abandon defilements easily. We cannot change our behavior easily. It will take time. At the least, if we can substitute right thing for wrong thing, this is also called Pahana. For example, now I should talk about modern society, right? There are some people, they play the game all the time. Okay, to change lifestyle, okay, play game maybe 1 hour. Out of that, learn 1 hour. Or do something 1 hour. Reduce the time. Replace something. Substitute something. This is also called Pahana, giving up. Okay, if we say Vinaya, we can also summarize. To avoid or to change. We have to avoid doing something. We have to change something. By giving up something, right? We have to change. This is called Vinaya. So if we talk about something to change, something to follow, something to avoid, in this kind of case, this is useful Dhamma talk. Although it's not Dhamma, it's useful. But sometimes, in some condition, we have to also prove why we have to change, why we have to avoid. We have to give all the source, all the pros and cons. In this kind of case, shall we also say, talking about discipline. Another thing is Nidhanavati. Nidhanavati means speaking about worth treasuring. Treasuring, worthy or treasure. Okay, if we say easier way, it's worthy of keeping in the heart whole life. Okay, in your life, some of the avada from some wise people, although they speak very short, you can remember whole life. Right? Okay, I should say one of Paul Sayadaw disciple, one of the senior, very senior Sayadaw. The first time I met him in Pau, I'm a newly appointed meditation teacher at the time. He's very senior, then he didn't know me. That's why I didn't reveal my identity. I just go to him, just pay respect, just form a conversation. But there's a new visitor, one more new visitor, came to see him. When seeing me talking with that senior, the new visitor introduced, oh, Sayadaw, he's a Kovida. He is a newly appointed meditation teacher. He can speak English. He's also Dhammacharya. He introduced everything. Then he gave one of the message. There are many people, they are dead since they were born. That's why they cannot grow up. Now, you were born alive, and you can grow up. Then he said, do you understand what I mean? And I said, yes, I know. Actually, this means if we are flexible and humble, we are alive. We can improve, but we are humble. Many people can give you many information. If we are stubborn, we are dead. There are many well-educated people. They are proud of their education. Then they stop their education in that level. No more improvement. Right? So I remember his Ovada. So whenever I see somebody very arrogant, very stubborn, I say, okay, dead person. He's not alive anymore. If somebody is flexible, oh, he's alive. Right? Okay, this is just an example. Okay, there are many other similar things. Okay, I will give one of my teacher. Though actually I work as a Pali teacher for 2 years in the school after I finished my education. After 2 years, I am going to leave, so I just say goodbye to my teacher. Then he say, okay, as long as you want to improve something, you are right, you can do. That means this is very, very simple, right? Okay. Another thing is he also compared with his life. As long as you don't think that you are a teacher, you are useful, you can improve. As soon as you think that you are a teacher, you will be useless. Then he also revealed his identity. Now, I think I'm a teacher. I become rubbish. He also talked to himself in front of me. And he also talked about his condition. Okay, that kind of overlap, only one time. We can remember our whole life. Short. But go to the point. So Nitanavati means this kind of words are useful. We have to remember. Okay? This not wrong speech. Okay, we have another one, like a Sabate Sam. So I'm speaking with reasons and simile. Okay, now modern community, if we are going to admonish somebody to follow some rule and regulation, they may ask why? Why? Very easy to ask this kind of question. Why? Then, okay, practically, if somebody wants to ordain as a Samnera or Sayalay, and we ask them to study 10 precepts. Then for Sayalay or for Samnera, I also encourage them to memorize 10 precepts. Then they are not very familiar with Pali, not that easy to memorize, right? They say, why I have to memorize this one? Time reading also possible, right? I talk to them every Uposatha day. you have to take precepts. Sometimes you have to chant together with Myanmar Bhikkhu, Myanmar Samanera. All Myanmar Samanera can chant smoothly. If you are chanting slowly, sure, they will pass you. They will not wait for you. We are very familiar with Pali. Right? Because similarly, if Nepali have to chant Pali, it will be easy for you. Many Pali words are similar to Nepali, right? You can chant very quickly. Similarly, I get Dhamma Talk to India group, right? Whenever I get Dhamma Talk, I don't leave them to chant 5 days or 10 days or anything. I just ask them, chant by yourself. They are very familiar with this kind of usage, this kind of Pali, right? So that means, when we ask somebody to memorize, they ask, why I have to memorize? Why I have to do like this? Now, when I force them to study Sekya rules, why I have to study Sekya rules? Okay, you are Samanera. You are Bhikkhu. You must know what's good behavior, what's bad behavior. What to do, what not to do. Right? So sometimes we have to give a reason, right reason or proper reason. That means acceptable reason. Now, some of the part are not quite clear. I have to use example. Right? Sometimes my example is a little bit far from the question also, right? Even a few days ago, one Vietnamese guy asked, right? Although I do dana to attain Nibbana, although now I cannot attain Nibbana in this very life, is it useful? For example, right? That kind of question comes. I just give easy example, right? When are you going back to Vietnam? She said, next year. Okay, you can book a ticket now. Although very far. Even you haven't left for Vietnam. Right? Okay, that means this is just example. Sometimes if we just follow Pali text, it will be a very heavy topic. We have to change the example. For example, like if we talk about bullock cart, horse cart, in Nepal is okay, right? We can see bullock cart, horse cart. In Myanmar also we can see that kind of things. If we say that kind of thing in Vietnam, they will get confused. What is that kind of example? Right? If we say that kind of thing in Singapore, how is it that kind of things? Right? Similarly, there are many other countries, they don't have bullock carts, horse carts. Right? Even they are not plowing with buffalo or ox, they will not know. Right? So sometimes we have to change the example. So now modern community is easier because we can use slideshow. Right? When I talk about Kasi Bharadaja Sutta in Singapore, I have to find many pictures in the internet about plowing traditional way. I have to make all the subtitle. Right? This is called yoke. Right? This is plowshare. Right? I have to keep the name. I have to make all the title of the equipment for plowing. So that means, okay, now modern community is easier because we have slideshow, visual aids, right? It's easier. Okay, the main thing is, sometimes we have to give the reason, we have to give simile. This is also right speech. Right? Okay, another one is Priyanta Vadain. That means speaking, showing the limit or boundary. Okay, here in this case, when we say boundary or limit, it depends on the condition we have. For example, we are going to talk about anapanasati. Don't go beyond that. This is the boundary, the topic. Go to only under this topic, discuss. Okay, now we are going to talk about Mahasipthana Sutta, for example, right? All our discussion must be under this topic. Don't go beyond that. Okay, we are going to talk about sila. All the conversation should be under this topic. Don't go beyond that. This is called Priyantawati. Okay, this is we call the condition of right speech now, right? Okay, the last one is the Atha Sanhita, speaking about goal. What's meaningful in a way that cannot be exhausted even when analyzed through many methods. So sometimes we also talk about the goal or ambition or aim or the purpose. Right? That means aim is something we have to say something, right? For some reason we have to say, for some purpose we have to say. Okay, it must be beneficial for the listener. The main thing is. Because these are called right speech. Actually, when we study the Buddha teaching, the Buddha talk about speech or right speech or wrong speech in many parts of Tipitaka. The one of the sutta in Samudana Nikaya mentioned about a foolish man were born together with a sword in his mouth. Unwisely, he cut many people. So the mouth is stronger than the action, right? You may also know many things, right? Sometimes like a speech is stronger than the action, right? I don't know how to call it in English, but in Myanmar we have one proverb. The main thing is like action is the follow in this proverb says action is louder than the voice, right? This one. But in opposite we also have another proverb in Myanmar. The one is speech is stronger than action. That kind of things. More effective than action sometimes, right? Anyway, when we are going to do something bad, going to speak something bad, we have to remember this one, right? This mouth can be knife to cut people, to disturb people. If we are wise, sure, this knife will not cut anybody, right? If we are unwise, this knife will cut many people. Okay, briefly, the Buddha also recommend his disciple before speaking, we have to recall it or reflect whether it is beneficial or not. When speaking, also we have to reflect whether it is beneficial or not. After speaking, we also have to recall it, is beneficial or not. Is something wrong, we have to change our speech. Okay, this is about right action and wrong action, right speech and a wrong speech. So when we have agusala mind, we have to check what kind of action do we make. Or similarly, when we have wrong action, wrong speech, we also have to check what kind of agusala mind force us to do. Something lower will force to tell a lie for earning, for profit. Sometimes those will force us to tell a lie because of hatred. We hate somebody. Sometimes delusion, moha will force us to tell a lie, to do wrong speech or wrong action. So we have to check what kind of consciousness we arise when we are doing wrong speech or wrong action. Right? This is also important, right? If we can remember the real creator of agusala karma, it will be easier for us to avoid. Okay, so related to agusala citta, we just talk about agusala kaya karma action and vajikama speech. So I want to talk about manokarma, because we are talking about the mind. Later we have to talk about many other mental factors also. Okay, so today the conclude maybe the last topic about agusala. Okay, agusala citta we have already explained. Then we also have already talked about action and speech. Okay, if we change all the thing into right action or right speech, it will be kusala. So before going to kusala, we also have to talk about rooted consciousness as how we have listed out. Right? So maybe my next topic will be about rooted consciousnesses. Okay. So today we will stop here. Then may you all be able to practice 3 trainings, and may you all be able to realize final cessation and not suffering. Okay. Okay. Question there? Question there? Microphone?
वन्दना स्यारो भन्छु मैले यो के अरे भन्तेहरूको सिलको विषयमा सुन्न लागेको हैन के अरे पाराजिका हुन्छ भनेर हिजो कुरा चलेको थियो नि अनि के अरे जस्तै चाहिँ दान गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ भोजन दान गर्न राख्यो अनि त्यसपछि भन्तेज्यूले चाहिँ थाहा पाउनु भएन अनि त्यसपछि त्यो भोजन चाहिँ लिनुभयो अनि त्यसपछि पछि पल्ल चाहिँ अनि त्यसपछि थाहा पाउनु भयो कि अब दान गर्ने दानी दाताले चाहिँ अनुमोदन गरेको रहेन रहेछ भनेर थाहा पाइयो भने त्यो बेलामा चाहिँ पारजिका लाग्छ कि लाग्दैन होला भन्थ्यो.
So his question is related to the Adina Dhana Parajika for bhikkhus. So devotee invited a bhikkhu to his home for meal dana. Then without offering, the devotee just arranged the food in the table maybe. Then the bhikkhu seeing the food, maybe he eat, thinking...
without offering.
Yeah, without offering he eat. Then later only the bhikkhu realized like it was not offered and the donor is also not present. So will it be parajika or not for this bhikkhu?
We don't know how valuable the food is. Right? Okay, we should talk about exceptions for Adina Dana, right? Otherwise, this is the Vinaya. Okay. Right? You can see, right? How about in the computer also you can see? Yes, sir. Can see, okay. And the Zoom can see, right? Okay. I will talk about this one, right? The first one, Sakka Sanyi. Having possession of his own property. In this case, no offense. Okay? Visasakaha. Taken on trust. Okay, here you can see the next one. What is a Visasakaha? I will explain later, right? Then, Tavakalika, borrowing or loaning. Last night I have already talked about it. Right? Okay, now, Peta Baregaha. It belongs to Peta, ghost. I don't know in Nepal, do they have that kind of Peta Dana? Tibetan family member. In Vietnam or in China, they have that kind of culture. Right? They will offer food for their departed relatives, departed parents or grandparents like this. Right? After offering, it belongs to their parents, Peta, they can take it. Right? This is not stealing. Right? Another Tritichana Brekaha, it belongs to an animal. Okay, here in this case, for example, okay, here we can see some white animal, for example, a fox or a jackal. Then it will hunt a rabbit. Right? So actually, they cannot eat all. After some parts, after eating some part, then they will let it behind. Right? They just use only a few part, small part, right? Then it belongs to animal, we can take it. Okay, there will be some condition. They just hunt now. Now you're eating. Right? If we chase them out, they will be very hungry, right? Out of compassion, don't chase out them when they are eating. And this is bad behavior, right? We must be kind enough to animal also, right? But this is a requirement for this kind of property. We can take it, but we must wait when they are eating. Similarly, beta breakout, it belongs to beta, right? Offer for their etc. So if we take in front of them, they will feel unhappy, right? When they leave, we can take. Right? So when you go to Vienna, we can get a lot, maybe, right? Okay, now that the Pansukula Sanyi, having perceptions of a phantom property. Then this also no offense. Another Omatakati, a crazy bhikkhu, and so on. Okay? These are no offense. Okay, now here we talk about number 2. Visasagaha. Taking on trust, right? Okay, here. What is the Visasagaha? Okay, I will list out here. Easier. Okay? 5 factors for Visasagaha. So, that means what's it called taking on trust, right? The first one, Sanditika, personal acquaintance, having seen before the person, right? Another is having some familiarity. This is called Sanditika. 2, Sambata, close relationship, having a strong bond or close relationship with the person. Another Alapita, Alapita, unspoken permission. Owner has previously indicated that the action may be taken when needed, without requiring explicit permission each time. For example, if you need something, okay, take any time you like, whatever you like. Right? For example, here we have some Sangha property. We will store somewhere. We may announce, if you need something, ask from this bhikkhu. Then the authorized bhikkhu, right? We have asked from him. Then he also talked to all Sangha. Only 2 or 3 Sangha here, for example, right? He also say, okay, whatever you need, you can take it. No need permission. In this kind of case also, although we don't have permission, we can take it. This is the one thing, right? Jivita, living person. The owner must be living person. When the owner passes, it belongs to another already. We cannot do it, right? So then the meaning is not abandoned or not ownerless, right? Okay, here. Kahite Atamana, owner's contentment. That means the owner, upon knowing that the action was taken, does not feel displeased, but is satisfying or accepting. Okay, these are the factors for Visasagaha. Okay, here the last part. The first 3 factors are present. That means the first 3 factors must be present in any condition. Remember this one, right? You have seen, close relationship. Another thing is, right? No need permission. He already give permission already. We don't need to ask permission each time, right? 3. Okay, the last 2, 4 and 5. Right? So actually one of the last 2 is also present. This is called Visasakaha. So actually it will be only 4 factor, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, 5. When we have these 4 factors, it's called Visasakaha. In this kind of case, it's not parajika, no offense. Okay. Now I'm writing this book. That's why I'm busy. Okay, any other thing?
Bandhana, Sayadaw.
Okay.
आफूले कसैसँग अकुशल गरेको छ भने उसँग माफी माग्दा कर्म काटिन्छ कि त्यतिकै रहन्छ होला?
So if we have done wrongdoings to someone, then later out of guilt we ask for forgiveness. So will this act of forgiveness weaken the kamma, the akusala kamma, or will it remain the same?
Actually, karma is a karma. We cannot say karma is a right. Karma has gone or something, right? Karma is not computer. We cannot say undo. Right? Right? We cannot restore. We cannot undo. Karma is a karma, right? Okay, because asking for forgiveness, for example, okay, you may have some offense to noble person, right? Then you cannot attain any path in fruition knowledge because of this kind of mistakes. You ask for forgiveness because of this kind of asking for forgiveness. If you practice, you can attain path in fruition knowledge. This is presently effective. Okay? For future or the karma is a karma. Right? We don't have eraser for karma. We don't have undo. Right? It's not computer. Okay, then? Okay.
Sayadaw, if someone offer food to the Buddha statue and someone else take that food, like some beggar or something they need to eat, they eat it, is that considered stealing?
In this kind of case, we cannot say stealing. The person is not alive. Right? Right? Very clear now. Okay.
Sarah, I have a question related to dividing the love between the people. For example, the husband or the wife, they have one of them have another affair with another woman or a man. So family member knows it, and in order to avoid the divorce or make the family reunion, they may divide this like
Mistress.
Yes.
Mistress and husband.
Yes. So is it considered like wrong speech?
Okay, in this kind of case, we cannot say wrong speech, right? Because it's spoiling other people's family, right? This is not good thing to do also, right? In this kind of case, we cannot say devious speech, but we just remind the husband, right? Not to do like this. Then maybe, of course, we have to talk about the force of mistress, right? Actually, if, okay, from my point of view, right? If the husband cheated one time, he may cheat second time also. Not guaranteed, right? Similarly, cheating wife, right? If she cheat one time, we cannot guarantee second time. Okay.
भन्तेज्यू के अरे दान गर्दाखेरि के अब अर्य भन्ते हो भन्ने चाहिँ थाहा नपाइकन अथवा चाहिँ पाएर चाहिँ दान गरेको अनि पछि बल्ल चाहिँ ओहो उहाँ चाहिँ अरिया हुनुहुँदो रहेछ है, मैले त अरियालाई पो दान गरेछु भनेर चाहिँ पछि थाहा पायो भने चाहिँ त्यो कर्ममा चाहिँ कस्तो कस्तो किसिमको भिन्नता आउँछ भन्तेज्यू?
So while offering, we are unaware that the bhikkhu is Arya. Then later, after offering, after few days, we listen that the Bhante we offered was an Arya. So what will be the difference in karma?
Actually, okay, this is purity of receiver. This is the one side, right? Okay, we also need purity of donor. Actually, we cannot say only one side purity, right? If we have two side purity, it's more effective. Okay, now luckily I have many notes. Okay, no, wait for a while. Dana Parami, okay. You can see here, very well known, 6 factor gate, right? Chalanga Dana. Right? The first 3, join before giving, join while giving, join after giving. These 3 should be fulfilled by the donor. None of them. The recipient is free from lust or striving to be free from lust. The recipient is also free from hatred or striving to be free from hatred. The recipient is also free from delusion or striving to be free from delusion. These 3 should be fulfilled by recipient. Of course, noble person has already subsided or make weaken some defilements, or they have already eradicated some defilements, right? For arhats, sure, they have already eradicated all types of defilements. So we have 2 sides, donor side and receiver side. Okay, that means whenever you remember your dana, if you can feel happy, 3, aparachirana. It's very important. Mostly people don't use this kind of rejoice, this kind of power, right? After offering, forget. After offering, forget. They don't recall. Actually, whenever you recall, if you can rejoice on it, it's more effective, more beneficial. Okay?
Bhante, Sayadaw, I have heard Sangye Dana Mahaphalang. Sanghalai दान गरेको चाहिँ महान दान भनेर चाहिँ हामीले सुनिरहेको छ. अनि एउटा अर्य भन्तेलाई दान गरेको र चाहिँ एउटा सङ्घमा दान गरेकोमा चाहिँ कुनको चाहिँ महाफल हुन्छ होला भन्ते? एक पुगलिका भन्ते अनि अरु चाहिँ
Sayadaw, so his question is, which is more higher, offering to a Arya individual or offering to Sangha?
तर सङ्घमा चाहिँ अर्य हुनुहुन्न.
Maybe ordinary Sangha, not Arya Sangha.
Okay. It depends on how you offer, right? According to the Sutta, it's very clear. According to the Sutta, right? Sangika Dana is stronger. Although you offer to an arhat, right? But compared to Sangika Dana will be stronger. This is easy, right? One more thing. According to Vinaya, we have some difficulty. For example, you want to offer a cup of honey in this hall, right? You offer Sangasa Dema, right? It belongs to all Sangha here. 1 cup, we might share all Sangha. Okay, this honey is okay. We can share, right? Okay, you don't offer honey. You just offer maybe a book, right? A book. Doing say in Sankasa Dhamma. You offer only one book. Here we have how many bhikkhus? Do you have to cut all the books and share? Okay, that means, okay, I should talk about how my teacher remind in this kind of case. Right? It depends on skillful farmer and unskillful farmer. Right? For example, a skillful farmer, whatever he plants, he can harvest. But he knows how to grow, what to plant. Right? It's very easy. Unskillful farmer have to choose the soil quality, also seeds, or maybe weather, many other, right? Other than that, plant. But also no guarantee. For example, some of the plants may not need water. He water a lot, then cannot bear fruit, cannot harvest also. Right? Okay, the main thing is skillful farmer can grow anything, they can harvest. Unskillful farmer, no guarantee. So in the case of dana, we have to think about receiver's condition, receiver's welfare. It's also important. Right? Okay. Actually, many things to talk about dana. It will be endless. Okay. Anything? Okay.
Yes, Vandami Sayadaw, my question. When we offer water or food or anything to the Buddha in present time, today's time, will it yield the same result as we offered when Buddha was alive, Sayadaw?
That means you offer the Buddha statues.
Yeah.
You offer
Yes.
the Buddha statues.
Yeah.
As offering to real Buddha, living Buddha.
Yes.
Okay. We have very, very famous statement in Myanmar, right? Not Myanmar, this is Pali. Titande nipude jabi same jitan samaphalam. Samaphalam, we have this kind of statement, right? Whether you offer to, you do puja to living Buddha or Parinibbana Buddha. If your mind is at the same benefit. Okay? It depends on your mind. Right? Okay. Okay, Zoom, many questions? Okay.
上次没听清楚，再请解释一下什么是上行风、下行风、肢体循环风。Vandami Sayadaw. Sayadaw, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yes, Sayadaw. This question was asked before, but she's not clear. What is Udhangama Vata? What is Adogama Vata? What is Kuchisaya Vata and Kotasaya Vata? This is about the four types, the types of wind predominance body parts. And what is Anga Manganusarino Vata? Is the wind, upgoing wind, downgoing wind, wind in the intestine but outside of another wind in the abdomen but outside of the intestine, and winds circulated in our body.
I know, right? Actually, upgoing winds, right?
上行风.
Okay. Have you ever learned something about anatomy or some blood
Yeah,
circulation?
you-
How blood is functioning? All the movements is done by wind. Okay? The upgoing wind. Okay. For example, when your blood flow up, right? In this case, we can say upgoing wind. That's an example, right? There are many other types of upgoing winds in every single conditions. Okay. The main thing is, if you learn, okay, blood circulation, you will know. Because of wind, it will move all over the body. right? Okay, for about like Odangama, sorry, Kuchi Saya, Kota Saya, that kind of thing, right? Okay, inside the intestine also there's a wind. That's why we can see many noise inside the stomach also, right? Another thing is outside the intestine, but inside the abdomen, right? We can also have wind. Okay, the main thing is wherever our body parts move, there's a wind. Very clear, right? So actually you don't need to ask many questions. Learn how bodies are functioning. Right? Similarly, like going to all over the body, for example, if we stretch our hands, this also because of wind move, that's when we can stretch, we can bend, we can shake our heads. So the wind will go everywhere in our body, right? That's why we can move the body. So in this case, actually, it should be very simple, right? I don't know who, that kind of question come here. Okay, now? Another question? Okay. Any question in there? Zoom? Okay.
Sayadaw, again one. Sayadaw, भन्तेज्यू के भन्छ एउटा चाहिँ अर्य भन्तेलाई दान गर्दाखेरि र चाहिँ कालीको दान गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ त्यसमा के भिन्नता हुन्छ भन्तेज्यू त्यसको फलमा चाहिँ कस्तो भिन्नता हुन्छ
Sayadaw, one more question regarding dana. If we offer to a Arya and if we offer like timely donations, so which one will be greater, sir?
I don't know how is your mind. It depends on your mind also. Don't talk about receiver too much, okay? Think about your mind. Okay? Which is more effective? Okay, one more thing. Okay, timely offering is effective, right? You also need your mind. Right? Dana, okay, receiver also can affect your dana, but the main thing is yourself. Okay. Okay, now, okay, Zoom also, question from the Zoom.
भन्तेज्यू अलिक क्लियर भयो भने फेरि सोध्छु नि जस्तै आफू पर्सन नभएर एकजना चाहिँ नर्मल मान्छेलाई चाहिँ दान गरिरहेको छ उसले चाहिरहेको छ हैन तर साइडमा चाहिँ हाम्रो मौका आइरहेको छ अब चाहिँ अर्य भन्तेलाई चाहिँ दान गर्ने अवसर आइरहेको छ हैन तर त्यसमा हामीले चाहिँ कुनलाई चाहिँ बढी चाहिँ प्राथमिकता गरेर चाहिँ दान गर्दा उचित हुन्छ होला
Sir, he still have daily life dilemma. So he said there is certain condition, like there is ordinary Bhante who needs something, he knows that. Then together with that Bhante, there is another Arya Bhante. So he have this confusion, like which is greater? Should he offer the required thing to the ordinary Bhante, or he should offer anything to the Arya Bhante? What should he do at this time, sir? Ordinary person, not also bhikkhu. Ordinary person.
Okay. Well, I already mentioned, right? Are you wise farmer or unwise farmer? It's more important, right? I should talk about Bodhisattva. It will be easier for you, right? When Bodhisattva fulfilled parami, he didn't choose donation. He didn't choose receiver. He didn't choose the time. Right? So that means, although he has very good quality, but receiver is not moral, not virtuous. If he needs, offer. Then he also have very poor quality, very poor donation. The receiver is moral, virtuous. If he needs, he also offer. Okay. The main thing is, if you want to fulfill parami, don't think about receiver, don't think about donation, don't think about the time. Unlimited. Don't make any boundary. Okay? Okay, now Zoom. Actually, 9 o'clock already.
For those Arya, if they are lay person, Lay person, noble person, can they be considered Sangha because of the quality of the Sangha is a noble person? This is first part. And if a Deva is Arahant, can Bhikkhu pay respect to him because he's Arahant? And for Metteyya Bodhisattva, now he is a Deva in Tusita. Can the monk pay respect to him?
Actually, all the questions I should say no, right? Very easy answer, right? I should say no to all questions. Right? Arahat, okay, like lay person, no noble person, no Sangha. Okay? Divine being attain arhatship, we must not pay homage. We must not bow down to them. Bodhisattva, he's ordinary people, we must not bow down. Right? Okay?
Sayadaw, some questions in the Zoom.
Okay. Read out.
Vandami Sayadaw, if I don't kill a being or steal anything but asking another to do it, am I breaking the precepts or taking offense?
Of course. You don't kill by yourself, you just encourage somebody to kill for you. Right? Now, for example, like ordering the food. You may order the food, right? Some of the restaurants, they keep fish in special place. The fish are alive. When you order, they will kill, send you. Right? This is very, very popular. But you must be very careful when you order the food. What kind of food it should be.
Sayadaw, I have a question. Thưa, con muốn hỏi về cái giới trộm cắp á. Có hai ý. Thì lúc đầu người đó không có ý là trộm cắp, người đó chỉ có ý mượn thôi. Nhưng mà sau một thời gian, ví dụ mượn tiền, sau một thời gian người ta không có khả năng trả nợ, nhưng mà trong cái ý định đó, người ta chỉ là mượn thôi chứ người ta không muốn lấy, thì nó có thành là cái giới ăn cắp hay không? Với con có biết là khi một cái thời gian mà cái người được mượn đó, họ có ý định là từ bỏ cái khoản mà cái người đó mượn thì sẽ thành cái giới ăn cắp. Thì cho đến khi nào mà cái người được mượn á, mà họ từ bỏ thì người đó mới thành giới ăn cắp, hay là chỉ cần người đó không trả thì sẽ thành giới ăn cắp luôn ạ?
So she asked, related to stealing, like A, borrow from B some certain money with borrow intention only, but later he has no ability to pay, to return. So is it considered stealing? And the second question is, as she knows, as long as the B give up that property, so A can be considered stealing. So is it true?
Yeah. Right? If he say he will not return the instructed property when the owner requests it, right? If we don't return, for bhikkhu is a dukkata. If the owner suspects whether the bhikkhu will return their property or not, it inkartonataya. If the owner gives up his hope for taking it back, it inkarparajika. Okay? This is a kind of stealing. If we borrow something, later we will not return. That's not, right? We say we don't return. This is starting problem. Then, if the owner give up hope, very clear, right? This is also called stealing.
So in case of lay people, giving up means not hope, or sometimes giving up means like...
He gave up his expectation.
Yeah.
He believes he cannot get it back.
So it's also called...
This is called stealing.
Kể cả là
Okay, yeah. More than 9 already. Okay, how many questions in the Zoom?
Cô con hỏi thêm. Ví dụ như là vì mình biết vậy rồi, mặc dù là mình cũng không có hy vọng lắm, nhưng mà vì vì là mình không có muốn cho người kia phạm cái nghiệp đó nên mình cũng kiểu như là du di cho người ta hoài vậy luôn. Thì người ta giống kiểu như là mình cũng hết hy vọng nhưng mà mình cũng không muốn cho người ta cái phạm giới đó, thì trong cái trường hợp đó thì người ta vẫn không phạm, đúng không ạ?
So B, the owner, although have no hope to get it back, but because not wanting A become a stealer, and then she not really give up, but just extend the time of like paying. So is it consider like A not commit stealing?
Okay, it depends. Okay, whether he will pay it back. It's sure we can say it's not stealing, but he is not willing to return the property, but just delay, prolong, right? In this kind of case, similar to cheating. Right? So, okay, in this kind of case, we don't recommend. Okay, the main thing is if he or she is really going to pay it back. In this case, okay. Although you delay or you postpone, it's okay, no problem. If not really going to pay it back, in this case, we can say stealing or cheating. Right? So you have a lot of debt, huh? I can guess.
Bông sai Bhante.
Huh? If somebody has this kind of question, I can sense. Huh? Okay.
Sayadaw, 2 questions in Zoom.
Okay.
So, Sayadaw, I'd like to ask regarding writers who create fiction based on realistic made-up stories. Do they consider this as breaking precepts?
Okay, it depends on what kind of content. For example, some of the comics or some of the writer, it was useful for kids. Although they just create their own story, some of the story will be for motivation or for some soft skill, for example, right? For like a moral value, for morality or that kind of things. In this kind of case, we cannot say it's a wrong speech, right? Wrong action. Now actually we have many stories. Even in application, right? Maybe we can say many thousands of stories we can find. Aspirational story, motivational story, moral story like this, right? Some of them are not real. They just create. For example, Aesop fever, right? Also, he also create many stories like this. But many of them are very useful for the reader. In this kind of case, we cannot say samapalapa or anything, right? Because this is useful for reader. Okay?
Another question. Sayadaw, where can I find this handbook for meditation by Sayadaw?
Actually, I don't plan to publish this one. Right? But this year I cannot publish because I'm still editing other books. Maybe next year or maybe 2 years later maybe. Right? Because I want to add many things into this book. That's why if you're going to get soft copy, I can share. For hard copy, I don't plan to publish now. Okay. That's all right? Okay, now we can share merit. Now, more than 9 o'clock. Okay. Itavadaja amehi sambadam bunya sambadam sabbe deva numodandu sabbe sada numodandu sabba sambati siriya Idame nyadinam hodu Sukhita hondu nyadayo Idame nyadinam hodu Sukhita hondu nyadayo Idame Nyatinam Hodu Sukhita Hondu Nyadayo Idame Bunyam Asawakaya Waham Hodu Idame Bunyam Nibbanasa Bhajayo Hodu Mama Bunya Bhagam Sabba Sadanam Bhajami Te Sabbe Me Samam Bunya Bhagam Lavandu Sadhu Sadhu Sadhu